am a transfer student from UW-Rock County, currently pursuing my bachelor's in education at UW-Whitewater. My goal is to teach history in one of Janesville's high schools. I'm one of the lucky recipients of the Janesville Multicultural Teacher Scholarship Program. The scholarship program offers minority students of any age who have the potential to be a successful licensed professional educator college tuition funding. The overall goal of the scholarship program is to benefit the school district of Janesville by significantly increasing the number of minority teachers, counselors, and social workers within the Janesville School District. It is so great to be here at this annual event organized by citizens from our Rock County communities. Each year we invite leaders from our city and county and state governments and school boards to come and enjoy the day. We'd like to recognize all in attendance who work to make our communities a better place to live, but because of our time constraints, we cannot name each individual. However, could you please stand if you are a representative of a school district, police, or fire department, city, county, or state official. Thank you. And at this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Tom Eckert, President of Blackhawk Technical College.
Thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2012 commemoration of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It felt to me that when I was a young man in the 60s that all the good were dying young on our streets and in the faraway jungles of Vietnam. We were also losing our great leaders, it seemed, one after the other. John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and of course Dr. King. Memories of all these three men and their untimely and tragic deaths I carry with me to this day. Dr. King's was a voice of reason and peace in a most challenging era, and we serve ourselves well in these turbulent times currently by remembering this man, remembering his message of peace, and listening again and again to his powerful words of forgiveness, acceptance, and tolerance. I sincerely hope that we are moving ever closer to the dream this extraordinary man had for us all, a world of equality, of social justice, and peace among all races and cultures. Again, welcome, and please enjoy this celebration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eckert. At this time, could everyone please stand? We'd like to have the Badgerland Girl Scouts and Green Beret drummers who will present the colors.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, Girl Scouts say the promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Color Guard dismissed. Girl Scouts dismissed.
Thank you so much. That was Badgerland Girl Scout Troop 3603. Father Steve Umhoefer, pastor of the Nativity of St. Mary Church and recipient of the 2011 YWCA Peace with Freedom Award, will give a brief invocation.
God, loving creator of all women and men, we thank you for gathering us together with all of our forms and faces representing Rock County. We ask you to bless us in the love and respect that energizes us to act today on our dreams for tomorrow. For the prophet Habakkuk has written, write down the vision clearly upon the tablets, so that one can read it readily, for the vision still has its time, presses on to fulfillment, and will not disappoint. If it delays, wait for it. It will surely come. It will not be late. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Umhoefer. Now we will have Harrison Elementary students, Nick Schuster and Gia DeJaneiro, who will read the words of our President, Barack Obama, from the Kadir Nelson picture book, Change Has Come.
Change has come. An artist celebrates our American spirit.
The drawings of Kadir Nelson with the words of Barack Obama.
Is the answer told by lines
That stretched around schools and churches.
in numbers this nation has never seen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
There's not a black America.
And a white America.
And a Latino America.
And an Asian America.
There's the United States of America. The audacity to hope for what we can and must achieve tomorrow.
I promise you, we as a people will get there.
This is your victory.
That was very touching. And now we will have Kenda Roman, a product of our Beloit school system. Currently, she is the assistant pastor at New Covenant Church, where she also serves as youth pastor, minister, and mentor. She is a kindergarten teacher for the school district of Beloit, the proud parent of Alex, Jeremiah, and Isaiah, the daughter of the late Pastor Ernest K. Roman and Pastor Susan C. Roman. She will speak to us today on our theme, Acting Today on Our Dreams for Tomorrow. May I present Minister Kenda Roman.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank Chastity for that wonderful introduction. As I got the invitation, I was very pleased to accept. But as I began to think about the theme that they had given me, acting today on our dreams for tomorrow. Can I get a little bit more lighting up here, please? Thank you, I can't see my speech. A little bit older. Acting today on our dreams for tomorrow. If I could use for a subtopic today. Yesterday is but today's memory. Tomorrow is today's dream. The I Have a Dream speech, delivered on August 28, 1963, from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where Dr. King called for racial equality and an end to discrimination, was only 17 minutes long, but was yesterday's dream for the American Civil Rights Movement of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Dr. King was a dreamer, but he didn't just dream for that day, or even for that moment, or even for that night. Dr. King was yesterday's catalyst, acting August 28, 1963, for Tuesday, January 20th, 2009, the inauguration of our first African-American president, President Barack Obama. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. Dr. King's dream in 1963 was a dream for 1,000 tomorrows. He dreamt yesterday for 1,000 sanitation workers later. He dreamt yesterday for the Brown versus the Board of Education ruling. He dreamt yesterday for millions of bus riders today. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. He dreamt yesterday for Ernest Gideon Green of the Little Rock Nine, the first African American to graduate from the previous all-white Central High School in Arkansas. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. He dreamt yesterday for Raylana Branch and Gwendolyn Lane Armstrong Chamberlain, the first African Americans to attend the University of Southern Mississippi. He dreamt yesterday for the Voting Rights Act of 1965, which led to the right to vote today. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. Dr. King's dream was deeply rooted in the American dream. But yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. Dr. King had the power and the ability and the courage to transform those steps of the Lincoln Memorial into a monumental area that would forever be recognized. By dreaming the way he did, he educated, he inspired, and he transformed not just the people there that day, but people throughout America, the world, and future generations. He was acting then on dreams for tomorrow. I believe Dr. King's dream was a daydream. I believe that Dr. King was a daydreamer. Dictionary.com defines a daydream as a vision voluntarily indulged in while awake. Dr. King was awake to the injustice and unfair laws. He was awake to separate but equal. He was awake to racial segregation in the city's public transport system. He was awake to the racial segregation in housing. So he knew that he had to awaken the people from the nightmare of injustice and the slumbering of unfair laws, and he began to dream of a day. He began acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. A daydream, a voluntary vision, a dream of acting today on dreams for tomorrow. So as he began to dream on that August day, a day sweltering with the humidity of hatred and the heat index of hostility, he began to set the stage. And he began acting on the daydream. And he began to dream of a day. A day when this nation would rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. A dream that one day, on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners would be able to sit down at the table of brotherhood. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. A dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state scorching with the heat of injustice and blistering with the heat of oppression, would be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. A dream that one day his 4 little children, Yolanda, Martin III, Dexter, and Bernice, would one day live in a nation where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. He said, I have to act today on my dreams for tomorrow. A dream where my country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, will join in harmoniously with lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings with the harmony of liberty. He said, I have a dream today, a dream that will not only transform a country, but transform a nation. Not just today, but for future tomorrows to come. He was acting then on his dreams for tomorrow. He acted then for the dream that we live today. We are living the dream today based on the actions of Dr. King yesterday. But my brothers and my sisters, what are our dreams today? Do we dream just for today? Or will our dreams shape our future generations tomorrow? Are we following the exemplary example and actions of Dr. King? And are we acting today so that someone else, the Girl Scouts that were just up here, will live out our dream tomorrow? You may not get there with them, but please believe that if we act today, they will get there tomorrow. What are we dreaming today? Do our dreams inspire us to awaken Generation X from mediocrity and provoke them to exceptional and extraordinary dreams, such as becoming the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama? That's worth clapping for. Do our dreams inspire Generation Y from asking, why should I concern myself with the voter ID law? Why should I go to college? Why should I be financially responsible? And why, if I make it, should I take care of it? I say to you today, my friends, even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, even though we face poor health care, dismantling of unions, high unemployment, foreclosure, and economic devastation, I still have a dream. A daydream, a voluntary vision, a dream of acting today on my dreams for tomorrow. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I'm still a dreamer. I still have a dream. I am a recipient, and you are a recipient of Dr. King acting on his dream of yesterday. And I have become today a dream catcher. I don't know how many of you know what a dream catcher is. But according to Native American legend, dreams that people have while they are asleep are sent by sacred spirits as messages. According to their legend, in the center of the dream, in the center of the dream catcher, there is a hole. Good dreams are permitted to go through the hole and reach the sleeper through the hole in the web. As far as the bad dreams, the web traps them and they disappear at the dawning of the first light. If we believe Native American legend, we would be led to believe that Dr. King was a good dream. He was predestined to go through the hole of injustice and the hole of inequality and hatred and Jim Crow and separate but equal, racial segregation in housing and transportation. He was predestined to go through the hole and reach the sleeper. But yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. So in my closing, I would like to challenge the youth here today. I challenge all the youth to take the ACT. I know y'all know about the ACT. I challenge you to take the ACT, but I want to give you a little different definition of the ACT. I challenge you to take the ACT. I challenge you to A, achieve greatness. Do your best, and then outdo yourself. I challenge you to C, carry on and carry out the dream and your dreams. And T, transform your life tomorrow. By acting and carrying out your dreams today, you will transform your life tomorrow. And then I would also like to challenge every adult in the building on this afternoon. Every adult, every teacher, every para-educator, every preacher, every pastor, every superintendent, every basketball coach, dance instructor, city council member, state representative, every parent, every grandparent, every guardian. I challenge you this afternoon to model the word act. Same letters. I just want you to model the word. I challenge you to model achieving greatness, outdoing yourself, doing your best and then outdoing yourself. I challenge you to model carrying on and carrying out the dream. I challenge you today to carry on and carry out the dream, acting today to transform a young person's life tomorrow. We need to be 21st century dream catchers. We need to act on our dreams. Act today on our dreams for tomorrow. Yesterday is but today's memory, and tomorrow is today's dream. I challenge you in here this afternoon to act now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Roman, for educating us with such touching and inspirational words. I recognize that I am Dr. King's dream, and I will take you up on that challenge. I'm working on my ACTs right now. time, I would like to welcome the Beloit and Janesville Gospel Choir under the direction of Carol Hendricks as they inspire us with the musical selections, I Opened My Mouth, Holy One, How Majestic, and The Promised Land.
Well, I don't know what would happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But I'm really not worried about that now. Because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I like to live a life of longevity. Longevity has its place. I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. He's allowed me to go to the mountaintop, and I've looked over. I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but as a people, no matter what race, what color, what sex you are, we will get to the promised land. And I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I fear no man, for my eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. I may not get there with you, but tonight I'm here today to tell you that we will get to the promised land. I may not get there with you, but we will get to the promised land.
Thank you for such beautiful music. During that last election, I had to stop myself from looking around for Dr. King. Dr. King, that was a strong voice. Okay, it's now time for the awards. I'd like to introduce our three presenters. Jose Carrillo from UAW Local 95 to present the Martin Luther King Jr. Service Award. Jane McCauley, Racial Justice Coordinator for the YWCA of Rock County, to present the Racial Justice Award. And Rene, Multicultural Outreach Coordinator for the Hedgeburg Public Library, with the Student Participation Award. Participation Awards. Yeah, I'm on the jump. Thank you.
Wow. Good evening. On behalf of the Civil Rights Committee of Local 95, I'd like to present the Martin Luther King Service Award. The Service Award, Martin Luther King Service Award, was established by the United Auto Workers Union Local 95 in 1980, and to celebrate the life and legacy of Dr. King. So after 32 years, I just like to present two people that act the dream then and is still keeping the dream acting now. And please, Rose and Shirley, can you please stand up? Rose Ackley, Shirley Brixton. Shirley Brixton, stand up, please. I don't see nothing here. Will you please give those two people a hand of applause, please? Because they were one of the original people that acted the dream back then, and they still keep acting the dream now. At this time, I'd like to call to the stage Rock County Board of Supervisors, Jane Thompson, and Ruth Kolpack. Please, can you please come to the stage, please?
wonderful, wonderful day that we have. Dr. King encouraged people to be agents of change in our communities. And the person who I have the honor and privilege of presenting an award to today strives to do the same. She's the bilingual outreach coordinator for the Hedberg Library. She's also the chair of the Diversity Action Team of Rock County, something of which she does freely on her own. As well, she's the president of the Latino Service Providers Coalition. She provides so much leadership to our community in issues of diversity. Rene Bew serves generously and genuinely. Service has always been an integral part of her life. She even empowers young people from local schools and communities, solicits their participation in numerous cultural events that are open and free to the public. She's a brilliant youth mentor. She works with youth, demonstrating the tremendous value of community service and education, and helps them gain a vision of their potential to be contributing members of society. Rene courageously welcomes the challenges of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who inspired people around the world to overcome those challenges, and Rene does just that. And it's a privilege for me to welcome Rene Bew to the stage and offer her this award in a way that we can thank her for all of her community service and time and dedication. Thank you very much.
I don't even know what to say. I'm one of the presenters, and here I'm getting one of the awards. It feels a little weird. Jane did, I don't really need to say anything because Jane said everything that I feel. The youth are our future. They are our hope to make our dream come true in the future. And that's why I relish every day that I get to work with young people and even old people. And a lot of people say, Rene, how can you do all that you do? You do so much work. But that's the key, the word work. It isn't work for me. It is what gives me pleasure. It is what keeps me going every day. So thank you very much for this award. And I don't know what else to say. I'm so shocked. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm trying to arrange my stuff with their stuff.
I'm here, my name is Ruth Kolpack, and I'm here to tell you who is the recipient of the Martin Luther King Award, but also to receive it for her because today she's getting married. She's marrying her business partner and her friend. Her name is Dr. Elizabeth Tardola. How many of you know her? Some of you, yes. I'm going to read some of what I wrote about her for the nomination. When I was director of youth ministry in 1996 at St. Thomas Church, we had an immersion program for the first year for Latino teenagers and the second year for African American teenagers. And we asked Betty to help us know how to do the African American side, because we thought we could just repeat what we did for Latinos. And that was the first lesson I learned, is you can't repeat it. Every culture is unique. So she helped me in a big way, something that I will never forget, that experience. She also serves on the Leadership Council for JOB, Justice Overcoming Borders, for the past 4 or 5 years. She's equally supportive of all our activities, whether they're for African Americans or Latinos or for Anglos. She's there for everybody. Over the years, JOB has experience of unjust attacks from a small contingency of local people who are not properly informed about Job's mission. And Betty was prepared a statement to defend Job. So again, it's not her own culture only that she defends all people. Betty was a tremendous support for me a couple of years ago when I was going through some difficulty, and she used her experience from the civil rights movement to show us how to do a rally, and that was helpful. So her involvement in justice issues goes way back to the civil rights movement. Several times I just hear Betty speaking informally about things that she does to help others. And one thing is mentoring young African American youth to help them understand that there are times when it's inappropriate to speak cultural slang, but as well as teaching them the proper diction. She guides young people who come to her home to seek assistance with schoolwork. She leads cultural sensitivity training in various areas of the country and personally participated in the civil rights movement. Betty was one of the founders of the Help Yourself program at Beloit College. Any students here are part of that? Some? It was started in 1986. Initially started as a pre-college program for minority youth in Beloit to achieve academic excellence and pursue higher education. It was one of the first of its kind in the United States, with an interdisciplinary curriculum based on the classics and Latin in particular, and started with students in the 4th grade. Hundreds of local Beloit minority youth successfully pursued higher education because of the work of Dr. Tardola in initiating this unique program. Just a little side here, Dr. Tardola knows 4 different languages: Spanish, French, Chinese, and English. Talk about living out the word act. Betty is also a member of the Call to Action Race Relations Committee. Call to Action is a national organization of progressive Catholics. As an organization, they are committed to doing a self-evaluation to determine what they must do to be more culturally inclusive. Dr. Tardola is a well-respected consultant for the Council for Opportunity in Education, a national advocacy organization for all federally funded TRIO programs, including Upward Bound, Student Support Services, and the McNair Scholars Program. TRIO programs strive to provide first-generation, low-income students, and in the case of McNair, specifically underrepresented students, with resources for a more level playing field to access and succeed in post-secondary education. Betty, and now her husband and partner Bob Carter, lead diversity seminars across the nation. They focus on the problems, concerns, and fears of Euro-Americans, as well as the negative impact of the isms on groups of color. In their seminars, Carter and Tardola help people to move from fear to comfort, on awareness to understanding, from intolerance to individual acceptance. It's my firm belief that Dr. Mary Elizabeth Tardola sincerely deserves this award.
Thank you very much, and please send your nominations next year. And for those who submit nominations this year, thank you very much for your participation. Thank you.
Justice Award. For 28 years, the YWCA Rock County has selected an individual or a group exemplifying a devotion to peace through activism, leadership, and advocacy, and presented an award for those efforts called the YWCA Peace Award. This year, YWCA Rock County wanted to align the award more closely with its mission of eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. This year, the YWCA Rock County is excited to present the Racial Justice Award. This year's Racial Justice Award winner is a believer in acting today on our dreams for tomorrow. Marilyn Kilgore's work as president of the Beloit African American Infant Mortality Coalition is a testament to making the dream of having healthy families and healthy infants in the Beloit area a reality. As her nominator stated, a just community is built upon an even playing field in which all children and all families have equal access to the conditions for a good education and good health. Ms. Kilgore's work stands on that premise as she tirelessly works to gather the community together to address this most critical issue, that racism plays a significant part in low birth weight and infant mortality in African American community. Under her leadership, the Beloit African American Infant Mortality Coalition has sponsored yearly educational programs. Her work with the coalition led to the identification of Beloit as a community in need of programming to deal with the issues of racism and economic hardship. She has brought together community members and professionals to begin to address these issues and has laid the groundwork for extensive programming, including health fairs, workshops, and other advocacy events. Marilyn Kilgore has testified before the Wisconsin Legislative Council on Infant Mortality, was asked to be a part of the steering committee for the University of Wisconsin-Madison's Medical and Public Health Life Course Committee, and initiated the Beloit African American Infant Mortality Coalition. Truly, Marilyn Kilgore has demonstrated her passion and leadership in working toward racial justice for our African American community. Please join me in welcoming and honoring this year's award winner, Marilyn Kilgore.
I would like to just say thank you to the Rock County YWCA for giving me this award. I heard about disparity in African American babies' births and white babies' births. I think it was in 2004. There were a lot of town hall meetings, and it was something kind of difficult for us to grasp. But once we understood that African American babies died 2 to 3.5 times the rates of white babies, we began to organize and try to find out as a community what we could do to decrease this number. The coalition, we began in 2004, and I would like to thank the coalition members if they would stand, and the collaborative members, because I didn't do this by myself. I had a great team. If you could stand, you all that are here. I certainly thank all of them for their support. I thank them for this nomination. I too had a passion and still have a passion to make sure that our community is what we all want it to be. One of the reasons for infant mortality is racism within the community, within the healthcare system. It's not the only reason, but it is a main reason. So I do appreciate this award because we are really trying to reduce the racism within our community so that all babies have equal footing. I would like to thank God for giving me the strength to do this for the past 6 years. I thank my family, my children for their support, and I certainly thank the Y for this award. Thank you.
Hello again. I just want to say public libraries are exactly that, public. They're meant for every person in this room, regardless of the color of your skin, the language you speak, the religion you practice. They're for everybody. And at Hedberg Public Library in Janesville, we pride ourselves on providing programming for everybody. As Jane said when she introduced me, I'm the Bilingual Outreach Coordinator. Well, that's my official title, which means I'm supposed to be focusing on services for Spanish speakers. However, it's kind of morphed in the 5 years I've been there, and my non-official title is Multicultural Outreach Coordinator. Every year we do a multicultural fair in November, and if you have not been, I invite you to come because it is a wonderful way to experience other people's traditions and cultures that you might not otherwise get to experience. And I'm not bringing these people from Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison. These are people who live right here in Rock County. So they're your neighbors. And what a wonderful way to get to know your neighbors. Well, this year, I had the privilege of meeting Kadir Nelson, the author-illustrator who allowed us to use his images from his book, Change Has Come. And because of that meeting, I received some prints. And so when I'm on the planning committee for the Martin Luther King Commemoration, and I said, I have these prints, I think we should do some kind of award for the students. So we decided all of this artwork that we have every year that is in response, the children's response to what they feel about Martin Luther King's dream or our theme of acting today on our dreams for tomorrow. And so we decided this year we would do some awards for outstanding efforts. So I have 4 students who have won awards. The first is Asa Albrecht, 5th grader from Harrison Elementary in Janesville. Asa, are you here? If you are, will you please come up? I'm guessing you're not Asa.
My name is Jessica Grant, and I'm the building coordinator at Harrison Elementary School, where Asa is in 5th grade. He was very excited to learn that he was a recipient of this award and wanted me to thank you all on his behalf. I would also like to say how proud I am of Nick and Gia, who read Kadir Nelson's book earlier. You guys did a great job. Thank you very much.
I just want to say, besides the prints, which will go to the older students, what Asa is getting is a copy of another of Kadir's books that is called Heart and Soul, The Story of America and African Americans. This is an amazing book. If you have not seen it, please check it out from the library. Our next winner is Skylar Listenby, also 5th grader, from Morgan Elementary in Beloit. Congratulations, Skylar. She's so cute. When she got here, she said, do I have to talk? And I said, not unless you just want to say thank you. And she did. You might not have heard her, but she did. I'm going to hold it up, and I'm going to probably block myself or something. This is the print, and I want to thank Raven's Wish for providing the materials to frame and print these. And then a teacher from Janesville actually did the work of putting them together. So our next winner is Maisha James, 9th grade from Beloit Memorial High School. This is actually one of the images from the book, Heart and Soul. Our next winner is Jessica Torres, 8th grader from Marshall Middle School in Janesville. Jessica couldn't be here, but I believe the principal from Marshall is here somewhere. Oh, she's here, Jessica's here. All right, Jessica, come on up. I guess they might not have believed me when I said it was heavy. It's really heavy. Again, I want to thank all of the teachers in both Janesville and Beloit school districts who take the time and effort to have their students participate in the project of doing not just painting and drawing. There also are some audiovisual entries for this. So I would invite you to take a moment before you leave today and walk around and just look at all of the wonderful things that the students did. And again, remember, the children are the hope for our future. And so I would ask all of the grown-ups, please give them the support and help and education they need so that they can carry out what we have asked them to do today and act on our dreams for tomorrow. Thank you.
Congratulations to all of the award winners. Could Walter Knight please come up stage?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Will the planning committee please come to the stage? Come quickly now because I told you this earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, while they come, I want to just take a minute before the closing remarks to acknowledge a person who have made this all possible for the last couple of years. This person have dedicated and committed themselves to not only call the meeting, she chairs the meeting, takes the minutes, compose the minutes, email the minutes out to all of the members, and coordinates the program activities. Now that's a person that is dedicated and committed. Leslie Brunzell is a lady who have led us, even though we give a little high blood pressure every once in a while, to keep this program going. And Rene, we are going to present Leslie with a bouquet of red roses, and she doesn't know about this.
Right there.
And just let her know that we appreciate everything that she does to keep this organization and committee together.
really a surprise, and it will never happen again.
I would now like to present Dr. Deborah Maheed, a professor and chair in the Philosophy and Religious Studies Department at Beloit College. A religious historian, Professor Maheed has made the interconnection between religion, gender, and culture central to her life's work. She is the first African-American female and first Muslim to be tenured in the 162-year history of Beloit College. Professor Maheed received her doctorate in religious and theological studies from Northwestern University in 2001. Her research and writing reflect Maheed's concern with issues of social, political, racial, and religious injustice, particularly in regards to women. An international speaker, Professor Maheed is actively engaged in interfaith dialogue. She also has served as a resource for several media groups, including The Washington Post, and has appeared on NPR's News and Notes. It is an honor to present Dr. Deborah Maheed.
Thank you very much. Now that the songs have been gloriously sung, the message soundly delivered, now that all of these awards have been celebrated and amply received, one question remains. Now what? How do we leave this place and return to our own, taking this experience with us? How do we share the refreshments that have been prepared for us and exchange hugs and laughter in full recognition that our decision to be here today came at a cost? Dr. Martin Luther King, along with thousands of men and women and children, made enormous sacrifices that we could have a day like this with such a diverse audience. Men and women and children gave their lives so that we could be in a building like this, that at that time would not consider us in a building like this together. What do we do now? You have heard about the wondrous witnesses that are doing great things in our community. And one reason why such programs as this are so necessary, because the costs are still so great. I attempt to educate somebody else's children every day. And there are times when I wonder, when I want to shake him or shake her into the reality that their presence in this classroom, in my office, in my face, comes at a cost. Sometimes it's hard for him or her to accept my beingness, for I am wonderfully and fearfully made, as are you, because I am the creation of God. Sometimes it is difficult for him or her to hear my words, because for them it comes in as some of my course evaluations say in a very intimidating package. Sometimes it's difficult for him or her to heed my words because my message is strong and it pushes and challenges and questions and forces you, compels you to say, I must take full responsibility for my own learning. I can't depend on mama or daddy or friend to do what I have been gifted to do for myself. So that there will come a day when the needs of our community are fewer. So that there will come a day when we don't have to push and prod for parents to be parents in their homes. So that we don't have to push and prod and have security in schools and concern about guns and walk outside our doors and people are homeless and people are helpless. So that there will come a day when we celebrate Martin Luther King and we can say, you know what? His dream is not at a standstill. His dream is not dependent upon who wins the presidential election. His dream is not dependent upon what family enters into the White House. His dream is not dependent upon what governor is recalled or not recalled in our state. His dream is not dependent upon anybody else because all of us have decided to take responsibility. So, when we walked in through those lovely doors, we accepted the responsibility to bear witness. Now, the Quran tells me that to bear witness means to show integrity for the sake of God, to act and to speak with justice. The Bible tells me that one of the great witnesses, Jeremiah, had this said about him, that he defended the cause of the poor and the needy, that he was indeed somebody who witnessed justice by his beingness. So witnesses don't always come to make us feel better. Witnesses don't always come to just celebrate us and tell us, oh, you're doing a good thing, it's good, now you can go home and watch the game. No, sometimes witnesses come to hold up a mirror and say, now that I have your attention, let's really get to work. So if you are truly going to acknowledge the theme of this event, and if you and I are truly going to do something to ensure that the cost, that the lives, that the separations, that the sacrifices were never in vain, and that when we die, that we will leave something for our children, a legacy worth holding up. If you're about all of that, then when you eat, and when you hug, when you laugh and smile and squeeze, remember that all of that came with a cost. And you are equipped. You and I are equipped to do all that we have been commanded, all that we have been created, all that we know to do. So that when we pass, and those of us don't know who will be here this time next year, when we pass, we'll do so with the recognition that we have left something, even if just a little something, something. We have left something so that this generation and the ones to come will help ensure that the needs of our community are fewer because the costs were understood, and the people who lived before us knew that celebration was about witnessing, and witnessing was about justice. And in this room, in this place, among this people, justice was taken so seriously that we didn't just talk about it, we did something about it. And that something compelled other people to step in line. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Dr. Mahee. I'd like to thank the sponsors for today's program who made monetary and in-kind donations to support this event. They are Blackhawk Technical College, Rotary Club of Beloit, Janesville Morning Rotary, School Districts of Beloit and Janesville, American Association of University Women, Diversity Action Team of Rock County, Hedgeburg Public Library, Ravens Wish Gallery, and UAW Local 95. Could you all please stand? At this time, Badgerland Girl Scouts and Green Beret drummers will retire the colors.
Girl Scouts attention. Color Guard advance. Color Guard retire the colors. Color Guard dismiss. Girl Scout dismiss. Retire the colors. Color Guard dismiss.